We have breaking news here on New York Knicks Now by Chat Sports. Trevor Keels has been signed by the New York Knicks. According to their own PR department, they have said the Knicks announced they have signed Trevor Keels, which is weird phrasing, but I'm just going to roll with what they said. Keels, he was drafted by the Knicks in the second round of the 2022 NBA draft. Played in the G League for about 30 games, I believe, for the Westchester Knicks. We have those stats. We'll show you in a second. He was on a two-way contract for the Knicks and now has signed a 10-day contract, which means two things. One, they have another two-way contract opening up. You only get two of those. Daquan Jeffries is on the other one. And also it means that in 10 days, they could sign another player because it's the March 1st deadline, that if a player is cut before March 1st, they have to be signed by March 1st to participate in the playoffs. Right now, the Knicks roster and really rotation is full. We know that this is going to be the starting lineup once Mitchell Robinson gets back from injury, which we'll talk about here in a second. But look at the bottom. Your bench is full. You got Emmanuel Quickly. You got Derrick Rose. You got Hart, a.k.a. Michael Jordan. You got Miles McBride. You got Evan Fournier, Trevor Keels, Obi Toppin, Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jericho Sims. So you have your full roster right now for the New York Knicks. And look, I told you guys, when the New York Knicks made a signing, we were going to make a video as soon as possible. Probably didn't live up to the hype of what a lot of people thought, but if you were subscribed to the channel, you would have known that they were never going to sign anyone that didn't do anything else than this. Woo! Good shot, Brunson. They signed a towel waiver. That's what Trevor Keels is, but that's why you subscribe. When news breaks, we get you guys a video. When the Knicks make a move, we make a video. Hit that sub button. We'll be live for the game tomorrow. Watch party, Knicks Wizards. Sounds like Bradley Beal's not going to play, which is good news for the Knicks. Sub for Nick Stubbs. Hit that big red button. A little bit more here on Trevor Keels before we get to the Mitchell Robinson injury update. In 37 games? 17 games, excuse me. I think it was 31 minutes. May have got that backwards. He's averaging 15 points per game in the G League, 3.6 assists, and he's being fairly efficient, I would say. 43+% from the field, 37% from downtown. And I'm going to be honest, I was not disappointed when he was selected by the New York Knicks, but I kind of wanted more. But then I went back and looked. 5-star recruit coming out of high school, just turned 19 years old. He's not going to be 20 until the All-Star break up next season. So there's a long way to go for Trevor Keels. Is he going to play minutes for the Knicks? No, probably not. The Knicks rotation is going to stay locked at 9. If they go to 10, it'll be Deuce McBride getting those minutes. But I do think it's cool that the rookie Trevor Keels gets to spend the rest of his rookie season with the big dogs, with the big club, as the Knicks go on to be a playoff team in the Eastern Conference. I think that's going to be good experience. He'll get to learn from vets like Derrick Rose, who I'm sure he was maybe a childhood fan favorite of. Derrick Rose was Trevor Keels' childhood hero. Maybe. I don't know. That's what you know what I'm trying to say. Good opportunity for Keels. And I think this means that the Knicks, since it is a 10-day contract, I believe that means the Knicks are holding out maybe for a signing before March 1st. So we'll keep you up to date for that. But look, show Trevor Keels some love. I'm glad the young buck gets to play, or at least be a part of the New York Knicks for this playoff push. Like the video. Like the freaking video. Show Trevor Keels some love. Hit that thumbs up icon. Some big juice here. Mitchell Robinson, he's been out since February 20th. He has missed quite some time. He suffered that broken hand, and it sounds like, according to Ian Begley of SNY, he could play Friday, a.k.a. tomorrow, against the Washington Wizards. This is what Begley had to say. He said, Mitchell Robinson went through practice and felt good, Tom Thibodeau said. Seems like he's progressing well towards coming back Friday versus Washington. Final decision will be made tomorrow. And my first reaction when I saw that from Mr. Begley was getting Mitchell Robinson back here is huge. The type of player that Mitchell Robinson is on the defensive side of the court should not be taken for granted. And I want to list off this stat right here before we get to some season stats. In the 12 games leading up to Mitchell Robinson's injury, he had 60 offensive rebounds, most in the NBA. He had 35 steals plus blocks, which was third in the NBA. He had 44 box outs, which led the NBA. And he had a 10.5 net rating, which led the team. He is the junkyard dog at Madison Square Garden, and I am pumped that Mitchell Robinson is going to be back. He's giving you 7+ points this year, 9 rebounds, almost 2 blocks per game, and we know that he's going to be an efficient player because he plays out of the dunker spot. He's a put-back god, and he likes to be an alley-oop threat. He's done it in 38 games this year. I do have some thoughts, though, about what this might mean for the rotation and the offense coming up in a second. But first, let's get the comment section going. Show our boy Mitchell Robinson, the Blockness Monster, some love in the comment section. Type his jersey number 23, down below if you want to see Mitchell Robinson play tomorrow versus the Washington Wiz. We're going to get to those stats and 2 players that I think still deserve some minutes. You probably already know who I'm talking about because you know ball. But first, get yourself some Chat Sports New York Knicks Now gear today by going to chatsports.com/Real Knicks. Get your shirt. I got a shirt. You should get a shirt. All the real ones have a shirt. And if you get a Knicks Now Real One shirt, put it on. You're gonna just instantly start attracting, you know what I'm talking about. But seriously, send me a picture over on Twitter, and I'll put you on the show. Chatsports.com/Real Knicks. That link is in the comments and description of today's show. When you look at this Knicks roster, and we're back to this starting lineup, with Mitchell Robinson at the 5, you got Isaiah Hartenstein, and Jericho Sims coming off the bench. And I thought Jericho Sims played well enough in Mitchell Robinson's absence that he still deserves minutes. And I think Hartenstein stepped it up, and he should be the first big off the bench. They both still deserve minutes at this point. What they brought to the team was really irreplaceable. And they did different stuff than Mitchell Robinson. Hartenstein is a guy that can play make out of the post. He can space the court a little bit. He doesn't have to be glued to that dunker spot or the block. And Sims is the best screen setter on this team. I'm going to sound like a boomer right here, but Mitchell Robinson is one of the worst screen setters in the NBA, and that plays a huge part in the ability for a ball-handling guard to create separation in a pick and roll. Jericho Sims was great at it. Taj Gibson was great at it. Mitchell Robinson needs to watch some tape on that. I do have a little bit of a concern here. With Robinson back and less minutes for Hartenstein, I'm worried about the offense because the offense was producing at a season's high clip when Robinson was out and Hartenstein was in the closing lineup. So I'm interested to see how that offense is going to work because, like we said, Hartenstein kind of space out the court a little bit, could play at the free throw line, catch it right there, play make a little bit, throw a little backdoor cut to Josh Hart or Quentin Grimes. That's not really Mitchell Robinson's game. If he plays Friday, I don't expect him to play more than 15 minutes. They're going to work him up until he's ready to play. Come playoff time, though, that man's going to be protecting the cup at MSG. I'm excited that Mitchell Robinson's back. We get to see this team at full strength. I think they could be one of the best in the Eastern Conference. We appreciate you tuning in to today's show. Make sure to subscribe. Videos every day and breaking news. Also, hit me up on Twitter @MarshallGreen_.